Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to do a little exercise on how to build a magic trick pretty much from scratch. Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. My name is Michael O'Brien and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where my goal is to make you guys be the best entertainers that you possibly can be. In this video, we're going to talk about a fun little exercise that I like to do to kind of get my creative juices flowing so that I can come up with a magic performance that is personal to me, and I can kind of fit in the specific situation that I'm trying to make it work in. Before we get into that though, I just wanted to thank all of my members for joining. For just $1 a month, you guys can become a member and get access to a ton of awesome stuff, including all of my tutorials, early access videos, live chat emojis, badges, and a bunch of other fun stuff like video shout outs like this one right here. So I wanted to go ahead and shout out a couple of my newest members. Thank you so much for joining. We have Hafiz Danish, Peter Bugnett, and Lucas Jung. You guys are awesome, and thank you so much for your membership. It really means a lot to me. If you guys have not already, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any future videos like this one. So let's go ahead and jump right into this, to the content of this video here. I wanted to teach you guys this little exercise, and then I actually am going to we're gonna do an actual walkthrough from start to finish, and we're gonna build our own trick like right here in this video. We're gonna do it together. You guys are welcome to use this trick if you want, totally fine with me. Or you can use this exercise as a template to come up with your own tricks, okay? So the first thing that you wanna do is come up with a list. Actually, you're gonna come up with two lists. In the first list, I want you guys to come up with 20 magic effects that you can perform confidently. And when I say confidently, I mean right now, if you had to, you can go out into the real world and you can perform it from start to finish without screwing it up, without it completely falling apart, okay? 20 routines. If you don't have 20, that's fine. List as many of them as you can. And then in the other list, I want you guys to come up with 20 things that you really enjoy or are passionate about, or you like to geek out about, or whatever, that has nothing to do with magic. Okay, it could be video games, it could be sports, it could be maybe if you're religious, anything, it doesn't matter. Just make a list of those things and then a list of those 20 tricks. Then once you've made those two lists, I want you guys to start doing that connect the lines thing of ideas that might go with these tricks. And you might have a couple of tricks that might go well with a couple of different ideas. That's okay. You can have multiple ideas for multiple tricks. The whole thing that we're trying to do here is come up with original storylines to things that you already know, so that you don't have to come up with a new method all on your own. You can just use methods that you're already comfortable with and already familiar with, and then kind of morphing them into original performance pieces. So in this example, we're gonna go ahead and say that we have this trick that we like to perform in list A over here, which essentially the way that the trick goes is you have a packet of cards, or even a whole deck of cards, it doesn't really matter. And you have a card chosen from said deck, or let's just say it's a packet of 10 cards, right? You have a packet of 10 cards and you have a card chosen from that packet of 10 cards, and you read the spectator's mind and you tell them which card they're thinking of. That's the trick, essentially, in a nutshell. No patter to it, no storyline, nothing. That's just the trick the way it comes. And in list B here, one of our options is Among Us. You know, that little video game that we're very passionate about right now. A lot of us are playing that game. I know you're playing that game. If you're not playing that game, why are you not playing that game? It's a lot of fun. So for those of you not familiar, Among Us is essentially a game where you have a bunch of crew members on this spaceship, and they're all on a team, and your team's job is to complete a certain number of tasks. And once you've completed all of those tasks, the game is over and your team was successful. Your team wins. Among the crew is an imposter, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, and it is the imposter's job to pretend to be one of the crew members and pretend to be completing tasks alongside them, but in reality, it's their job to sabotage the team and to kill everybody. So if the crew is able to complete all their tasks, they win. But if the crew is not able to complete all their tasks and the imposter is able to successfully kill everybody, then the imposter wins. And throughout the course of the game, you can actually call these emergency meetings and you can vote on who you think the imposter is, right? And then during the course of the game, you can, if you vote, you think that this person's the imposter, you can actually eject them from the game. And if you were right and they are indeed the imposter, then the crew wins. And if you're wrong and you eject the wrong person, it's one more step closer that the imposter is to completing their mission and, you know, killing everybody. So how do we take a pick a card and name it trick and Among Us and make a magic trick out of those things? So the first thing that I think before I even do that is, what is this trick going to be for? What am I going to use it in? What act is this going to go in? Is this going to go in my close-up act? Is this going to go in my parlor act? Is this going to go in my kids show? Is this going to go in my corporate magic show? Is this going to go in my restaurant stuff, my wedding stuff, whatever, right? So you kind of want to think, where will this fit? Now, the beauty of this routine is it's not a visual piece of magic, so it's not like you have like a little prop that you have to make play big. This effect already plays as big or as small as you want it to play, okay? Because essentially you're gonna have people come up and you're gonna have people pantomime stuff, and the people being involved is gonna be the thing that people are gonna watch, not necessarily like the card trick or whatever, right? So you could actually make this play as big or as small as you wanted it to. As long as you can have people come forward, you can have as little or as many people as you want. I would say 3 or 4 on the low end and maybe 5 or 6 on the high end. I probably wouldn't have more than like 6 people. So what's the trick? So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I still want to name, I still want to have a card chosen and I still want to be able to reveal that card. But how about instead of revealing a card, I reveal an imposter? Right? So maybe all of the cards in this like little packet are black cards, but there's one red card, and that red card is the imposter card. So I want to reveal who is holding the imposter card rather than revealing the name of the card that that person chose. So I'll have the cards shuffled and I'll say, look, I have 6 cards here. One of them is an imposter card. Let's have 6 volunteers come up with me. Each of you is going to choose a card and keep it to yourself. Your job is to pretend like you have a black card, no matter what. I want you to really make me believe that you have a black card, okay? So no one is going to know who the imposter is except the imposter. You have all of the cards chosen, and then since the goal of Among Us is to have these like little tasks be completed, we can make this as ridiculous as we want, and we can make it as fun as we want. So maybe we'll have the 5 or 6 spectators complete these tasks. And the tasks could be as simple as patting your head and rubbing your stomach, right? Or spinning around in 3 circles or whatever, right? They come up with silly little tasks, things that you can make them do. So you could say, all right, everyone, the task now is to do this. And then they all do that. And then you can kind of go down the line and you can say, the way that you did this task was this way. The way that you did this task was this way. So you're looking a little sus, but I know that you're safe. You are not the imposter. You may have a seat. And then they go and sit down. And then you just repeat that a few different times until you get down to the last 2 people, right? And now you say, you, I'm not so sure about, and you, I'm not so sure about. Both of you guys are, doing a great job. But I really do think that you are the imposter. Go ahead and reveal your card or whatever. And then they pull their card out of their pocket and it's the red card. Like the ace of diamonds, right? So that could essentially be the trick. All you really do is you figure out who the imposter is. At its core, that's what it is. And you can make this play as big or as small as you want. You could also make it play as long or as short as you want it also, because this could be like a 5-minute thing. This could be a 10-minute thing. It really depends on how long or how involved you want to make it, how many people you want to have up, etc. So let's talk about the method. The method is very simple. You're gonna just have 6 cards, and you just need to find a way to keep track of the red card, either by marking it or by, when you're shuffling up the cards, retaining it on the top or the bottom of the stack, or keeping it in a specific position so that you can force the card on the spectator. All you need to do is find a way to know which spectator is holding the red card. Excuse me. Once you've done that, the rest is all acting. The rest is all just having fun. You already know that the second spectator from the left is the imposter. So now you just got to kind of make up a bunch of shenanigans to get down to the last 2 people so that you can say that you are the imposter, right? So let's just say you're not comfortable with that forcing thing. Okay, so scratch the forcing thing, but I love the imposter idea. Let's look at the list of other things. Ooh, I do change bag. Change bag could also work for this. So let me find a way to make the change bag work. So maybe you say, look, I have a bunch of these little pieces of paper. One of them says imposter. One of them says crew member. Crumple them up into little balls, put them inside of the change bag and shuffle them up like this, like shake, 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 shake. And you say, I want you to reach in and open it up. And if you are the imposter, I want you to pretend like you're a crew member. And if you're a crew member, obviously you're going to pretend like you're a crew member. And you have them reach in, reach in, reach in. And all you have to do is just flip the switch and have the person that you want to be the imposter reach into the imposter bag and pull out an imposter paper. And then you want the person, or persons, I should say, that you want to be the crew members to reach in and pull out a crew member paper. So there's your force right there. Now you know exactly who the imposter is from the beginning, and you just go through the routine the same way that we've already talked about. So you see how like there's different ways that you can do these different things, right? So over here, I have a bunch of tricks that I already know. And over here, I have a bunch of different ideas. Play with them, mix them and match them, and see what you guys can come up with to make this as not only entertaining as possible, but also really unique to you. And it doesn't have to necessarily be something that you enjoy either. You could, if you really wanted to, you could find something that's very popular. So like I used Among Us right now, not only because I enjoy it myself, but because it is really popular right now, especially with kids. So I would actually put this in my kids' magic act. Believe it or not, this is like a good 5-minute piece or 10-minute piece, however long you want to stretch that out. And you can make the kids do goofy, ridiculous stuff. Have, a bunch of kids come up with you, have the birthday boy or girl with you there, and you say, which one of them looks sus? Which one do you think is the imposter, right? And you make like this big deal about it. So it could be really fun. But there you go. There's a trick that you guys can perform. If you want to use it, you're welcome to. Or I encourage you again to kind of do this little thought experiment exercise to come up with different ideas. And all you have to do is just theme your magic tricks like that. That's all I do, really. What's better than a tossed out deck? A tossed out deck using Nintendo cards and an NES console. What's better than doing magic with a deck of cards? Doing magic with Pokemon cards. Well, what's better than doing a book test with like just a regular book? Doing it with manga and doing an anime themed thing. That's all my magic really is at its core. Of course, it has some original methods and stuff too, but a lot of my magic is just that. I just come up with ideas based on things that I'm really passionate about, and then I create presentations using methods that either I came up with myself or are based on other methods that I've already learned. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all next time with more advice for magicians. Take care.